Alright, so I recently bought some pre-workout, and I'm just going to go ahead and go through what each of the supplements do for any of you curious. So on the back, you'll see the first is L-citrulline malate, and basically what that does is it increases blood flow and may lower blood pressure. Studies have shown improvements in cycling and weightlifting, with most notably, participants were able to perform over 50% more reps in weightlifting than the placebo. Also, it's been associated with a decrease in muscle soreness in the days following. So the recommended dose is going to be 3 to 6 grams for a day, and a serving of Alani contains 6 grams. So you should be able to recognize the benefits of that if you use it. The second one on the list is beta-alanine. So beta aids in the production of carnosine, which may allow for muscles to perform for longer. However, it's not exactly the most studied, and they only saw a slight increase in the amount of time people could perform exercises before getting exhausted. An important thing to know about beta is that the effects were largely seen in exercise lasting between 1 and 4 minutes straight. So that's going to be cardio, that's going to be supersets, drop sets. If your routine doesn't have any of those, then you likely wouldn't recognize the benefits. Another thing to note is that the effects were most studied in doses of 4 to 6 grams. So Alani contains 1.6 grams of beta, so the lower dose might not show as many benefits, but it limits the tingling sensation or the itchiness that many would otherwise experience. So next is L-tyrosine, which is shown to help produce dopamine and adrenaline as well as thyroid hormones, so it may be linked with weight loss. Studies have shown increased endurance in cyclists and focus when used by college students. However, dosage in these studies were at least 1.5 grams, with some sources suggesting 7 to 10 grams for someone who weighs 150 pounds. With that being said, we can't be sure if 500 milligrams is enough to show a substantial performance improvement. Next is caffeine. So this is the most recognizable of the ingredients listed. Caffeine has many effects on the body. You have increased circulating adrenaline, you have possible increased breakdown of fat, and most notably, it blocks adenosine receptors, which causes you to feel less tired. So it's shown to benefit endurance in cycling and swimming, but it's less conclusive evidence with strength training. A recommended dose of caffeine is around 1.4 to 2.7 milligrams per pound of body weight, and 200 milligrams is enough that most would notice a significant difference. So that's for reference, that's about 2 cups of coffee. Keep in mind though, when taking pre-workout, that's not recommended to go over a total caffeine intake of 400 milligrams for one day. So if you're already ingesting caffeine, you want to be careful when you're adding pre into your routine. I'd also recommend to cycle off of all caffeine every 2 months, every 1 or 2 months I'd say, or whenever you feel the effects start to diminish. I'd cycle off for at least 10 days so that you can renew the effects of caffeine. Otherwise, your body will eventually build a tolerance to it, and it's just going to require more and more for you to get the same effects. And then the last one is L-theanine, and this is an amino acid that helps transmit nerve impulses in the brain, and it may increase dopamine and serotonin. While it's not greatly studied, it may improve focus and prevent the crash associated with caffeine. So when recommended for use with caffeine, the dosage ranged from 50 milligrams to 200 milligrams, and here has 200 milligrams, so that should be enough that you'd notice a significant effect. So as an overview of all the ingredients, so citrulline, that increases the amount of reps you should be able to deal. Beta improves your endurance, although not as substantial at this dosage. Tyrosine should improve cardio and focus, although this is a low dose for that. Caffeine improves cardio and focus as well, and theanine should prevent the crash associated with caffeine. So yeah,